Hey, how's it going, folks? My name is Tezza, and a long time in the making. This is finally the 200 subscriber Q&A special, like I've been promising for weeks since I hit 200 subscribers. Kind of feel like a bit of a douchebag now, and I'm sorry for that, guys, as I am now up to 220 subscribers, but I'm not going to make it 220 subscribers special, I don't know. But very sorry for the delay. I have told you guys I have got a new job, and I have been working extra hours and stuff, so I just haven't felt like doing commentaries at all. I've still tried to get some out, but I've been struggling, and thank you so much for your patience. I've still had a couple of people unsubscribe, but a lot less than the last couple of times I've taken little short few day breaks. So thank you all so much for sticking around, and I really hope you enjoy this, my first Q&A. So I could be a bit rusty. I'll probably butcher a few of you guys' names. I'm sorry if I do, but yeah, thanks to all of you who did send in questions. I really do appreciate it. It is great that I do have some kind of fan interaction, which I really love. It's one of my favourite things about doing this, is that I can speak to you guys. Only having a small amount of numbers is great because, you know, it's kind of like a close-knit community. But without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it and just quickly explain. This is an MLB 12 The Show exhibition game. And the rivalry I chose to pick in the end is quite obviously, as you can see, the Dodgers-Giants. The reason was I felt the Giants, it was kind of relevant because obviously they won the World Series. And it's kind of a big rivalry at the moment, more up and coming. I'll kind of get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I just thought it'd make for exciting gameplay, as it is a fierce rivalry, lots of fans involved with these teams. And yeah, that's kind of my reasoning. Now I'm going to move on to the questions. So the first question was from Shamwow Guy, and he says, what team in any sport do I dislike? So that's kind of hard because I'm going to do these off the top of my head, guys. I haven't already thought of an answer, so I'll probably be umming a lot. But I don't really dislike any teams or like hate any teams. There's teams that I'm not keen on or don't prefer to other teams, so dislike obviously the right word for it, but I'd probably say the Yankees, just for obvious reasons, and maybe the Packers, just because I was originally a Bears fan and they were the closest rivals, so I just kind of built up a hatred for them. So yeah, those are the only two I could probably think of more. I'm not really keen on the Marlins either, so yeah, that's probably about it. Those are the three teams I'm not really keen on. Also, not too keen on the San Antonio Spurs, just because they knocked out the Utah Jazz last season. I'm not a Utah Jazz fan, by the way, guys. I'm just saying I quite like the Jazz. And the San Antonio Spurs knocked them out last season, so I was kind of annoyed with them. But yeah, those are the teams I'm not really keen on. And the next question is from JDT8388, and he says, what do I think of Carlos Ruiz's suspension? So I don't know 100% about Carlos Ruiz. I am not up to date on every single bit of baseball news, but from what I could gather, he's been banned or whatever he's done for using drugs or something enhancing stuff, steroids kind of thing. And my kind of thoughts on that is really good. He deserves it if he's taken drugs. I don't know the whole story, but if he has taken drugs, he deserves it. It's not just him though, this kind of goes for every baseball player or any sports player really. If you're using enhancing drugs, it's cheating at the end of the day, so you should be banned or fined or whatever some board of members seeks fit. That should happen, because at the end of the day it's cheating. It's not the idea of fair play, and you should, because you should learn your lesson, and you should learn not to do these things, because it's just unfair. So whatever he did, if he got banned for doing drugs, good, he deserves it, is what I'm saying. When They Come For Me asks, who do I think is the best catcher in baseball? So for that kind of question, I've been like kind of thinking about all the catchers, because I couldn't name every single catcher in the baseball league, but obviously the first one that comes to mind, and I am playing with him in this game obviously, Buster Posey for the San Francisco Giants, just because someone so young to get so many awards, rookie awards, being selected for the All-Star games and stuff like that. He's a very good player, and you know, it's just great to see someone so young do so well. So probably Buster Posey is one of them. Jared Saltalamacchia as well. I really enjoy him as a player. Not enjoy him, that's kind of maybe a weird way of looking at it. Quite like Steve Clevenger for the Cubs, but he's not like the best. He's just an okay player. But it's the Cubs, so I kind of have to like him. If I can think of any others, I'd probably list them. But Buster Posey is probably one of the best catchers in the league for me, in my opinion. if I did like a fantasy thing, I'd probably want him, or like an ultimate team kind of fantasy mode. I'd probably want him because he is a good player and he's so young, and all his stats are really, really good. So yeah, I'm going to go with Buster Posey for that one. I know I've dragged that out a little bit, but I was trying to think of other catches, and I really can't think, and I'll probably, after I've done this video, think of about 6 or 7 different catches that I'll be like, oh, do you know what, I should have picked them. But such is life, such is the modern world. I'll move on to the next question from CJ, and there was a load of numbers at the end of his name, and I should have written them down, but I didn't, I forgot. Or just too lazy. And he says, who do I think is the best NFL quarterback? So I'm assuming that means current, obviously not of all time, because I'm not actually that up to date with NFL history. But there's 3 for me, in my opinion. I've thought about this one a little bit, and the 3 are obviously Peyton Manning, my QB. I am a Broncos fan. Yeah, Peyton Manning is just incredible, and he's been incredible for a long time. For the Colts, he was amazing. And then coming back to coming to Denver, the man was out for a whole season. He had 2 sets of neck surgery. I keep saying the man, but Peyton couldn't throw at all. He couldn't throw a ball properly. And to come back from that, and then not only come back from that, but to have his team that he's been with forever get rid of him, and then he have to go to Colorado, where the wide receivers maybe aren't what he's used to. Everything is not what he's used to. What else to say? You know, Denver in general, it's all higher up, so it's different kind of playing and stuff. Obviously, Coors Field and all that is different to other ballparks, Ayers Thinner and what have you. So to go to a place you're not used to, you're out of your comfort zone, you don't know really anyone. The wide receivers and the team's kind of left over from Tebow being in charge, and as much as I like Tebow, he wasn't a good quarterback, so they were used to sloppy passing. The wide receivers, they got used to that. They got used to catching the sloppy passes, and now they had to get used to really good passes all over again. So it was kind of tough for them and tough for him. And to come back and then to lead the Broncos to the playoffs, going 10-3 at the moment when I'm recording this, it's just incredible. Peyton Manning is just a pure legend, and I was worried at first when the Broncos bought him, but now I don't feel as bad. Now that I've seen it's 10-3, and I absolutely love him. He's probably one of the best, alongside people like Tom Brady, to have so many awards, Super Bowl championships under his belt. But he's getting on. He is a bit older now. He was young at one point when he was getting all these awards, but he's still one of the best quarterbacks, and he's probably one of my favourite quarterbacks. I absolutely love the Patriots in general, and I love Tom Brady. So probably the Tom Brady's up there as well. And then the third one would be Aaron Rodgers, because someone so young to have so much success and be as talented as he is. It's really good to watch and great to see these young kids coming up through the ranks. But obviously he's not a young kid; he's a grown man. But you know, he's been young at some point, and how much of an impact and an influence he's made, I think he's an incredible player. So those are probably my top 3. Thingy Ryan, who plays for the Falcons, he's probably one of the best quarterbacks at the moment. He's done a phenomenal job with the Falcons this season. I'm really glad he did, because I love it when teams are all, having big turnarounds. But yeah, they're my top 3. I'd probably say Peyton Manning, in my opinion, though, if I'm honest. Operation Robinson says, what's my opinion on the DH rule? Well, back in the day, obviously the National League and the American League were separated, like their own, each MLBs. And National League started off first, and the National League had pitchers who batted. So I think it was just a way of separating the two, and it also makes it nice and interesting, in my opinion, for American League teams to have to, you know, have a pitcher who bats or what have you. So I think it makes it interesting, and I'm assuming you're on about the designated hitter rule. I don't know if you're on about anything else, because I'm not 100% up to date on MLB history either, like I have said. So, you know, who knows exactly, but that's kind of the answer for that. Who's my favourite MLB player? Tony Campana is obviously one of them. Lou Piniella obviously one. I really like people like Ryan Braun, probably a few others. But I'd have to say my all-time favourite MLB player so far is Aramis Ramirez, because back when I started watching the Cubs, he led the Cubs through so many home runs. He carried the team a lot of the time, and he was such a character who really loved the Cubs, and I loved him. So just to answer that one quickly, it'd probably be Aramis Ramirez. Ace137731 says, size, Gangnam Style, will it reach 1 billion views by the end of the year? I don't know whether it will, but I kind of hope it does, because just to say a video's actually reached that many views, that'd be so awesome. All I'm glad is that it took over Justin Bieber's baby. So maybe it will. Maxed Out Films says, do I like cricket as much as baseball? No, I love baseball a lot more. But my granddad got me into cricket. I still like cricket, and it kind of reminds me of back in the day when I used to go around to my granddad's and we'd work on my granddad's cars, because my granddad owns classic cars, and then we'd watch cricket together. So yeah, I still love cricket, but I still prefer baseball. It just reminds me of good memories with my granddad. So yeah. Living Jockey says, how did I meet Dunbar? So Dunbar inspired me to start making videos again, because I've been doing it for a long time. And when he did, I kind of wanted to talk to him as much as possible, because I was a fan of his videos, obviously. And we just got chatting on Twitter one night, and I asked him to watch my videos, which he liked. I wanted feedback, because obviously who better to get it off than the person who inspired you. So yeah, he kind of, inspired me to do it, so I thought the feedback would be more important. And we just hit it off from there. We got talking, and then we came up with doing some videos together, and we just got better and better friends, and I'm glad we did meet, so that's kind of how we met. Operation Robinson again says, what do I think is the biggest baseball rivalry? Obviously the Yanks-Red Sox, but over the years it has kind of lost its flair, and things like, obviously, the Dodgers-Giants have become a lot bigger now, as well as the Subway Series and the Windy City Showdown. These are all big rivalries. Overall it is the Yanks-Red Sox, but other rivalries becoming bigger and stronger. But that's just how it goes. No one can help that, but just what happens. Then Dunbar actually asked me some questions. He sent me some silly questions first, such as, when am I going to show my face? How did I get the show on Xbox? And do I really know Dunbar? Actually, I do. And what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? Dunbar, is that an African swallow or a European swallow? Not too sure. But the two questions he did send from one commentator to another: what do you feel makes a good channel? Consistent uploads, quality recordings, actually people who care and have put effort into it and use things like PVRs and the best mics. And then what do I feel ensures keep subscribers coming? So keeping everything as fresh as possible, playing new games, mixing up your content, not sounding depressed all the time, and fan interaction's a big thing as well. So that's quickly a rundown of the things, and I might do a commentary about that, like what I think makes a good channel, but we'll see. But that's quickly, roughly what I think makes a very good channel. And then the last question, I've rushed all these and because I was worried about time, and I've got a couple of minutes left, but do I have any friends who are baseball fans, and if so, who do they support? So I have quite a few. One person, obviously the person back in 2007 who got me into baseball, who is a Cleveland Indians fan, and I got him into ice hockey when he got me into baseball. I also have a friend who is a Blue Jays fan. I have a friend who's a Red Sox fan, a friend who's a Yankees fan. Got to think now. I got my mate into being a Cubs fan, and I also have a friend who is a. Why has it gone from my head? That's bad timing to forget. I think it's. Yeah, sorry. I can't believe it took that long. Who is a Mariners fan? There we go. I kept wanting to say Rays, but it's not Rays, it's Mariners. So there you go, guys. Those are the questions. I know I've rushed them a little bit, and if I missed any, I am very sorry. But I hope you really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for 200 subscribers. It's been a hell of a journey, and I want to keep going with it. I hope you guys will stick with me for the next 200 subscribers. Fingers crossed. Who knows? I'll win this game with the Giants. With a late home run. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like this video and please favourite it. Maybe tell your friends. Invite them to the party, the Tezza and you guys party. So like I say, once again, thank you for 200 subscribers. If you want to see me do some more Q&As, let me know. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'm sorry it took so long. But thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for being with me, and I will see you in my next video, guys. I'm going to try and post some more videos consistently. I've got a lot of work coming up, though. But thank you so much for everything, guys. Thank you.